Despite the shadow over her heart, Queen Sara told her citizens nearly the entire truth, that her actions were the result of mysterious monsters depriving her of her reason. Furthermore, she declared her abdication as queen and proposed the introduction of a parliamentary democracy. Are you sure it's alright to simply abdicate the throne so suddenly? After committing such debauchery, I cannot continue to be this country's ruler. Being brainwashed and forced to do something you would normally not want to do. I know that situation all too well. Even after the announcement, both have sympathized with you. I don't think you had to force yourself to abdicate. Once people understand why you acted that way, I'm sure Tsabasa's people will sympathize with you. There's no need to force yourself to quit. As a ruler, I was fully responsible. Being manipulated by a succubus is no excuse, no matter who that succubus may be. Besides, Tsabasa has always had a parliament anyway. All we have to do is strengthen their authority and the handover of power should go smoothly. The citizens became more politically aware while their queen was busy being perverted. This is a surprisingly good opportunity for a country to become a democracy. This incident surely raises the political awareness of the citizens of Tsabasa. It may now be the appropriate time to convert to a democratic country. Although I'm surprised you're pushing for a democracy, Ilias, I'm pretty sure you're in total favor of everyone being a theocracy.
Indeed, it's the best thing I could do. Besides, rather than continue as a queen just in name, there's something more important I could be doing.
You don't mean... Sara changes her clothes in an instant. She was wearing the armor on underneath.
Coming with you on your journey to save the world, of course! I'll be accompanying you all.
No way! A noble shouldn't!
That's too careless!
Someone from the royal family shouldn't...
As of this moment, I'm no longer queen. Also, since we're pretty much the same age, can you speak to me as an equal? I'll be going with you. Thank you for having me, Luca.
Sara formally joins the party.
Is this really alright, though? I'm not against it, personally. I mean, it's reassuring to have you with us, but you're still noble. Is that really acceptable? Well then, it's settled! Let's get going, Lady Sara. Just call me Sara. Thank you for having me, Sonia.
Tomboy Princess's honor restored. Your Majesty, I have an urgent report!
I'm no longer your queen.
That doesn't change the fact that you are still the current ruler of Tsabasa. Anyway, the urgent message comes from Majesté Village.
Majesté Village? Windshut Village?
There's a large-scale rebel terrorist attack in Majesté. Now the rebel army's fight against the Lord's army has incited a civil war.
Civil war? Why? Majesté Village is ruled by a lord who uses magic. The village's old-fashioned societal structure has been a problem for a long time now, but the villagers who seek to be released and free have formed an army. Ever since then, the fight between the factions has been getting worse. So this has finally led to an uprising. A war that involves sorcery will definitely have a gruesome outcome.
Seems like the soldiers can't hold a candle to either the Lord's army or the rebel army. Both of them are led by powerful sorcerers with many monster subordinates.
Thank you for the report. You may go now. If this army is dispatched there all of a sudden, there's a chance that the chaos could escalate. Looks like I have to go there myself.
We'll help you. We can't ignore this situation like this.
Guild will go to beat enemies up. They can't be left to their own devices. Since monsters are involved, I won't tolerate this mess. I'll have to leave no Minotaurus for later. Besides, it wouldn't be a bad idea to train more before challenging either of those dangerous places.
We are left with no other just option. I cannot overlook such profane sorcery leading humanity astray. We will have to leave Gnome and the Taurus Rift for later. It even would be wise to improve our skills with this deviation before exploring the Taurus Rift or seek out Gnome. Thank you for your cooperation. I just stay as quiet distance from Tsubasa, however. It is located to the west of Tsubasa Castle, but in order to get there, we'll have to bypass the mountain range to the west, taking a roundabout detour. First we have to head straight north and across the bridge at the river. Then to the northwest, we'll see Tsubasa's largest business district, Grandeur. Since it's on the other side of the river, we'll have to go around the waterway first, but then we'll be able to rest in Grandeur. It's best to get further directions in Grandeur. If I told you everything at once, you would probably forget the details, right? Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go Grandeur first. How can you be so good at math, but so bad at remembering directions, Luca? At the Tsubasa Castle, there's a large bridge for crossing a river. From there, we will visit the town called Grandeur. We'll rest there before heading to Majesty. It looks like our adventure is taking us there next. Alright. Before we get to that, we'll need to talk to people in town. Alright. And while we're at, we have this guy to talk to. The previous king also used to travel around to gain combat experience, but he was the same age as Lady Sara. You can't fight against what's in your blood. In this case, more literally than you might think. By the way, would you need my great strength during your adventure? It doesn't benefit me to remain quietly in the castle. Let him join. But let's go on this adventure together. Behold my strength, for I'll praise to Tsubasa's mighty hammer! Alright. Now we can send Maya back. Samson has joined. Alright, now we have a full group of Tsubasa citizens as part of the main team. Sara, Samson, Naya. Alright, now that we have resolved the situation with Sara, we got people to talk to. So, let's get to it. Lady Sara's current political standing is unclear to most, but it's safe to say that she's the nation's current representative as the first princess. Please continue to rule Tsubasa until the elections for a true ruler are complete. Even after that, you still will be favored as the symbol of our country. I know, I won't be careless. No offense, but I think you are being careless. At any rate, we have accustomed ourselves to this during the previous king's era. This just may be my opinion, but the king before him and his predecessor were similar to you in regards to carelessness. Is it hereditary? It might have something to do with their lineage. If they're born from if they're descended from monsters, they probably are just kind of reckless as a result. Look at the line of pictures. I imagine each of these depict each of the former kings. It may be difficult to tell since I'm wearing the same uniform, but I'm actually a different guard from the one who was here earlier. Worry not, I will guard the staircase. Good grief, the new recruits have caused the reputation of Tsubasa's Royal Guards to plummet. We'll need to redeem ourselves with impeccable service from now on. Likewise, I'll do my best to put all this shame behind us. Sara's sanity has returned since we have returned to the Alliance. But while that situation has taken a turn for the better, our problems are still continuing to pile up. Local disputes in Majesty Village is worsening. Rubiana's villagers have gone missing. The war of Grand Gold is intensifying, and there are mysterious Yoma plotting our downfall. No matter how many men join our ranks, there are never enough.
Looks like the dark days are going to continue. Indeed they will, until the chaos is resolved. I will be a member of the next expedition into Grand Gold territory. Grand Gold's despicable actions have to be put to a stop, no matter what cost. Alright, good on you. Maid? You don't look like you're dressed like a maid. You look like a noble.
Even after abducting her position as queen, Sara remains extremely popular. She'll probably even be elected as president. I think the role of president suits me even less than that of a queen.
Ludite village was destroyed. According to rumors, it was caused by the same Yoma who tried to throw our country into political ruin. If that is the case, Tsubasa itself could be next on their list of annihilation. We'll be ready for them if they do attack.
Alrighty, do your best.
For the next expedition, I'm to lead an entire unit. Your Majesty the First, please protect us.
It's alright. You just have to do what you normally do during training.
Yes, ma'am. Our country surely shall triumph over Grand Gold. I wonder where the Grand Gold King's abnormal power comes from. He can destroy everything in his surroundings with his magic. That's beyond human power levels. Even if you impale his body with arrows or cut with blades, nothing phases him. It makes one question if he's even human. Now the expeditionary force is back. Those who have fought against Grand Gold's army talk about how strong their troops are. I wonder what could be going on in that country. I initially doubted the reports from our knights, but I'm starting to believe them. Is Grand Gold no longer a human country? It really isn't right now, no. I used to think that the reports of the Grand Gold King's power were nothing more than rumors, but according to the expeditionary force that returned recently, they're all true. Either he uses some forbidden art, or he could be a monster disguised as the king. He was actually reverted to a previous human state. Apparently a prototype Ilias was working on, but then just kind of threw into the trash, and they just kind of intermingled with humans. The Assassin Clan has continued to support Tsubasa since the Founders era. We owe a lot to them for what they have done. But they're still scary.
Seems like you saved the head. Yeah, my thanks.
His Majesty might really be dead. I wonder if he watches over us from above as we claim our honor. He ain't dead. I highly doubt it. When we tried to put the new soldiers through proper training, they immediately resigned. After they left, everything returned to how it was during the reign of the previous king. Morale is much greater now compared to how it was when those thugs were in our ranks. The heroic traditions of Tsubasa's military haven't really been lost to us yet.
You mean we actually have to do work now? Aw, man, screw this crap.
The town saloon... Okay. You don't say anything different. I've returned from the expedition. But I have to say, what's up with the Grand Gold's army? The forces consist of all ant girls and automatons. They don't have any human soldiers. What on earth is going on in that country?
I wonder if I can be friends with the automaton girls.
It's best to sleep in your free time. It's common practice among Tsubasa's soldiers. I learned that in the last expedition. I've known that ever since I was born. Now then, let's have a good sleep. After all, you can't sleep when you're fighting! Saki-chan! Ching! Someone's been to grandeur. Tsubasa warriors long to have armor. You don't say anything different. Welcome to Tsubasa Castle. You're welcome to roam the first floor. Welcome to Tsubasa Castle. You've been authorized to enter, but you need a permission slip to get to the second floor. Permission slip? I got to the queen here. She's the only permission slip I need. Okay, you don't say anything different. The expeditionary force has been reorganized, and Tsubasa has once again joined the Alliance. Since we dishonored ourselves, I was prepared for strong criticism. We're not subject to any special conditions after re-entering the Alliance. Either they couldn't afford to be bothered with such details, or they already have a handle on the situation involving the Yeoman that have been influencing events behind the scenes. It's possible that the monsters have been manipulating other nations. That's one of the major reasons why I wish to accompany the heirs on their journey. I wish to get out of the castle and see what's happening in the world. Yes, the other nations are indeed being influenced by Yoma. You say nothing different. Our responsibility lies in the government. We wouldn't ever leave it up to the innocent villagers to decide. Well, unfortunately, that's where they took things into their own hands. The members of the Expeditionary Force have returned and provided us with useful information on the war against Grangold. It's a hot topic among those in Tsubasa. I can't deny that there are some who are shaken by the information, but morale has improved after learning what we're up against. We don't want such abominations trampling over our homeland. Abominations? Just ants and dolls. It's the ones in charge are the assholes. Everything should be back to normal now. Well, not really, since it seems that the war with Grangold still rages on. As I thought, Lady Sara really lost her sanity. I mean, she's usually only interested in women. How is it that I know that? I'll just leave that to your imagination. Good grief, you're such a blabbermouth. Lady Sara, forgive me. Or don't. I'll be waiting for my punishment in my chambers. Yes, maybe Lady Sara has been practicing for Granbaria on one of her maids. Proper discipline has finally returned in the castle. I think it would be better if it were a little less strict, but... But what? Speak your mind, woman! I snatched panties from Lady Sara's room. I love this job. Aren't you an elite soldier from the previous king's reign? You're just the same as those other thug guards. Keep it a secret, I beg you. I was born in Pornov and moved here. I managed to get promoted since then. So he really came from that town. I'm going to kill him. Don't, Sara. Cleaning up the blood would be a mess. You use clubs so it'd get everywhere. Lady Sara seems to prefer using this room over the king's room. How tragic for her this must be.
You will clean my father's room only after we have found his body. That is what I decided would be most respectful to him. Alright. Is everyone in the castle? Welcome to Tsubasa Castle. Our castle is open to the public. Oi! It's an orc raid! We soldiers of Tsubasa won't yield to violence. If you have a death wish, come at me and I will grant it! You have some sand on your boots? Want me to lick them clean? That's quite the change. Okay. Say the same thing. Their demeanor is mild, but they're stalwart in both battle and holding their liquor. That's how Tsubasa soldiers have to be. Say nothing new. Say nothing new. Ever since then, this store has turned into something like a place for drills in the castle town. Young people wishing to train their body and mind also started to visit, so it's very crowded now. As I thought, Queen Sara was deprived of reason. This new incident was caused by Yoma, who attacked Lulite. Gringo's aggression is also natural. It's possible that those Yoma are behind the situation as well. And you would be right. I volunteer for the next expeditionary force. I have to train my whole body while I can. Yeah, you're going to need to work fast there. Every waking hour, I focus on honing my skills. Taya! Our country is returning to normal, but Grand Gold still remains a threat. It's our job to protect our homeland if the fight comes here. For the sake of that day, I need to train as much as possible. A large-scale, comprehensive trading policy is being implemented. The country's economy should quickly recover now that the Queen's sanity has returned. Good, good. So Queen Sara was manipulated by a succubus. I thought all women were bitches. Gotta think of it. Could the girl I loved before, who was also a total bitch, have been manipulated by someone? Just thinking about it gets me really excited! Okay. Weird take, but okay. I knew it! Lady Sara was being manipulated by a bad witch! The hero defeated the witch and she went back to normal! To think Lady Sara was being manipulated by a succubi, only to abdicate the throne immediately after recovering. She truly is heroic. In the end, wouldn't she be chosen to represent the country anyway? Even now there are still many people who look up to Lady Sara. I was wrong about this queen being an imposter. I'm really glad she's safe either way. When I think of her, I'm... what a cute girl. I thought the queen had turned into a succubus! I'm not gonna say I was wrong! Well, you're not wrong. I no longer have to abandon the country now that everything is back to normal. At least, that's what I thought.
The Yuma behind all this are still out there, right? If they're still around, they might target Tsubasa again. I don't feel safe at all. If Grand Gold's army attacks, I'll take up a weapon and fight too. I must protect my grandchildren. However, Grand Gold is a really mysterious country. There's absolutely no information about what's happening there apart from rumors. We got some solid information now, old man.
The Queen's original retainers have returned now that she is back to her normal self. Since there was the possibility of a revolt occurring, I'm glad everything has calmed down now. I'm a princess! I'm a princess too! I just wanted to try saying that.
Alright, she's wearing her disguise because, well, not really a disguise, but still, it's not her usual clothes because she doesn't want people to recognize her.
You say nothing new, you say nothing new.
We have an alligator girl now.
Gah.
Alligator girl's lower mouth open wide.
Apparently it's just a yawn. Hello. Hello.
The desert is a harsh environment. The reason Tsubasa flourishes in such a region is solely because of our king's prowess. The general election will begin soon and the parliament is being re-established. Still, I like to honor the other good traditions. If there are any. I forgot to go in here. It seems those undisciplined soldiers have all been fired. Good riddance, I say. Though, I still hope they won't do anything bad in retaliation.
Of course, we took measures to fight unemployment after the sudden discharges. The demand for construction will be increased, which will provide enough jobs for all of them.
But what if they don't want to work?
Well, then that's their problem. Nothing to it.
My prayers have been answered. Although Lady Sara has abdicated, at least she has regained her sanity.
It was decided that we send out yet another expeditionary force to Grand Gold. We shouldn't have to shed any more blood for foreign countries.
I feel that the world is gradually turning for the better. From now on, I'm going to go to church with my grandchildren on a daily basis. Okay, you were thought they were turning for the worse earlier. Alright. The expedition just came back, didn't it? Anyway.
My grandpa loves the pyramid. He says he's going to write a book about his research there. It's dangerous to go there. It's full of scary monsters. You're right. It's best not to get too close to it. Well, call it. What do you want? No, please go. It's alright. There's no need to be scared. You're... No way. Thank you.
I still don't know what this girl's deal is.
Northeast of Sabasa, there's a place called Oasis of Blessings. Nothing special there. It has become a tourist attraction because of the beautiful landscape. Of course, monsters also reside there, so if you aim to visit, make sure you're able to defend yourself from wild monsters. It has wonderful scenery, and there's plenty of water in that spot. Shall we go there to bathe?
Trying to avoid bathing in natural locations. You'll dirty the waters, especially if a lot of people decide to go there. In the end, everything went back to normal, but the authenticity of the succubus theory remains a mystery. Still, wouldn't it be really erotic if the queen were an actual succubus?
How about Queen Imp? Is that right?
An imp would be kinda...
This is troubling.
Yeah, because you remember every man's rod. Everyone who had the inkling to go and visit you while you were a succubus. You remember them all.
It seems that person who contributed to resolving the Queen's case lived in this house. And that person is also part of the assassin clan. That's a scary thought. It's natural that the clan to inherit generations-old assassin techniques would be feared. Anyone would be terrified of an assassin interfered with their daily lives. If I learned those assassination techniques, would everyone be scared of me? Still, I have to learn them if I want to become a true ninja.
And of course, we have someone we can visit in here. Alright.
Thank you for your help back then. I owe you one. By the way, you're a BFer, are you not? Would you like to have a match against me? The bet is 500D. I give you a rare attack accessory if you win. Why not challenge me? Only if you're ready to be bested by assassin's skills, of course.
BF challenge. Yes, you can challenge Salon to BF after you clear Sara.
In that case, the match is on. I'll give you a good taste of an assassin's obscene techniques.
Well, can't beat her right now. Not at level 26. Not even with the hustle belt equipped. So we'll just have to wait another level. We are not far off from beating her.
Oh well. Just like I thought, Lady Sara was always a gentle person. Boys are so simple. They really are, aren't they?
Let's see. As I thought, Queen Sara truly was deprived of her reason. Her abdication is truly a shame, but I'm glad she's back to her normal self. Even now, there are many who are pleased that she's no longer queen. I suppose this is unavoidable after the way she acted while on the throne.
Being given a bad name after losing your reason. I know that feeling all too well. My response is natural, considering how I exhibited such foolishness. I will repay the citizens for what I did and show them that I have truly changed.
Well, by change you mean you went back to normal, more or less. Oh, right, you're talking about coffee.
Coffee, huh? Its scent hasn't changed since I was still alive.
Get back here.
Father, could he be alive?
Yes, he could. And he'd be OPAF.
Yoma did something to Lady Sara. I didn't think much of it at first, but she's changed so much since she was a princess.
Whoops, that's all in the past now. So where do you want to go? Wait, let's go inside here. After the Queen Sandy returned, we were quickly kicked out. I don't hold a grudge over that, though. It's not like I expected it to last for this long in the first place. During my era as a guard, I sampled lots of tasty soup. If I kept doing that, it would have come upon me. Well, it's what you would call a high point. That's the way aesthetics look at. In this world, the great evil may fall, but lesser villains are tenacious.
That's impressive! I admire those little guys.
I was a guard for such a short time. Oh well, it's better than being involved in a revolution and ending up losing my head.
You could lose your head? How frightening. But my head is a pumpkin, so I guess it would be alright. If I were to lose my head, I could probably debut as a Dullahan.
Yep, because the Dark Elves become Dullahans. If they're strong enough. It might not have been the best time to quit. We were resented by the general public, and there were sneak attacks by them on occasion. It might have been the best time to quit. We were resented by the general public, and there were sneak attacks by them occasionally. The bigger the crime, the bigger the risk. It's best to just go with the flow.
What a prideless bunch. They really are worthless.
Now that Lady Sara's sanity has returned, I can return to my work. Why am I wasting my time here in the tavern? I can no longer progress with work unless I enjoy myself in here first.
I wanted to reprimand him, but then I remembered why he was like this in the first place.
Taverns are optimal for doing work. That's why I hang around in them.
You aren't doing any work though, are you?
She never does any work. After Lady Sara's sanity returned, her new personal guards were all dismissed. Some fear that the thugs may cause social unrest after losing their jobs. The small-time thugs have been a pretty good understanding of the situation though, so there should be no case for alarm. Even though Tsubasa's military is referred to as the best in the whole world, we soldiers were unable to do anything about this one situation. It's just pathetic. It seems like you can, oh. Blah, 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 blah.
It'll be troubling if no one comes to take the trial. Why will I wrap around then?
The times change, regardless of what we do. If this goes on, the only reason behind the pyramid's existence will be a tourist trap! That's it. Even now, I have dreams of my father returning. Of course I'm aware that's impossible. It's not impossible! Come on. I won't forget that blowjob. Ever. I'm so hard right now. I guess you won't do it for me again. I still remember its shape, and how it felt, and how it tasted. It actually wasn't bad. In the end, I missed my opportunity. Every day I was too aroused by the thought of Sara's lewdness and put off going to her for another day. Thank God someone I can't recognize. Wait. Do you have anything to say? Like the rest of our fair city, the tavern will return to its formal, peaceful establishment. I'll definitely sing many songs of your great deeds. Alright. Anything else? Nope. We have to give credit to Salam for her unwavering loyalty. Despite being accused and exiled, she has continued to move in the shadows for the Queen's sake. Of course, all of you are the most responsible for returning the Queen's sanity. As one of Sebastia's citizens, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. They say that ex-Queen Sara had lost her reason. Is that really true? Most people believe her. I still would wonder if she had actually really lost her sanity. There's nothing we can do about the people's doubts. I will do all I can to recover my honor. Ever since the Queen regained her sanity, the overall atmosphere in the city has clearly improved. I think this is the first time we've seen the real Tsubasa. It's been decided that we'll rejoin the Alliance. They say that the expeditionary force is also being reinforced and will soon head out to Grangold again. If we leave the situation as it is, we would have an even greater war on our hands in the future. It's best to cooperate with our allies and beat the invading army while Grandno is still standing. But the war seems like it'll be continuing for a while. An improvement to our country's situation is something to cheer for, but we can't celebrate yet. Of course it would be troubling if you took unnecessary risks. Please challenge the pyramid only after preparing yourself thoroughly. Don't mind her, just come in and we'll entertain you. I plan to stay a fairly long time in Tsubasa to look for the pyramid's hidden treasures, but the monsters there are really strong. If I met you in the pyramid, I'll wrap around you and squeeze you plenty. And you're leaving out the part where you would eat him. We also have places people in Port Natalia to talk to. Ever since strange mechanical devices started being excavated from Taurus, there have been a big debate in St. Ilya about where they should be used. The Pope's policies force the higher-ups from St. Ilya to tolerate the uses of machines, but some people reject the devices and built their own village to get away from all that. The reactionary village, Ludite Village, is just northwest of this town. Well, what's left of it. To get raised by a monster attack. What a horrible world we live in. If you ever get lost, you should meet the King of St. Ilya. He will surely show you the way. But in the end, I can only show others the road. The ones who must tread it are the people themselves. You're? Oh, no one special. Just a haughty mecha prone to interjecting. And that is so cute! I wonder if it would fit me. Oh, I'm just slightly curious. Apparently, Ludite Village was destroyed. They were a creepy bunch, but that's a real shame that they ended up like that. This town's famous even among other trade ports. Especially products from around the world would make their way here. Ever since the war began, fewer ships have been coming. Things are boring as wars should just hurry up and end. In the end, it is the people who suffer. Have you ever visited Ludite Village northwest of here? You're living a truly wonderful life out there, but it was assaulted by monsters and destroyed. Honestly, it's a good thing I didn't move there. It is my belief that those people were misconstruing the goddess's teachings. However, for their lives to end before they could learn of the righteous path is a terrible tragedy. We need to ensure that such a tragedy won't happen ever again. Whenever I come to this town, I visit this pub. Truly, this is the oasis of my heart. Oasis? But there's no water. So the masses dispel their troubles in places like these. I see. How am I going bankrupt in this pub? If you want to plunge your mind, plunge yourself into this pitcher plant here. I don't want to be told that by Scylla. Of course, we also need to go up and visit Rubion itself. You're dispatched from St. Ilya. Civilians are forbidden from entering now. Excluding you, of course. Please come in. Yeah. Look at all the dry fish. There's too many who died here. Burials are taking too much time. At least since they were mummified, we don't have to worry about them rotting before we can give them a proper burial. Thank you for your hard work. It seems more priests are required. So many dry fish. But notice that none of the women who are inside we don't find any of them dry fish. Well, that woman was dry fished. The poor adventurer, who was a woman, was dry fished. How unfortunate. But none of the women staying in their houses alone were dry fished, it seems. This little girl's parents were dry fished. The girl wrote something on the wooden box. Die, 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 die. Yeah. I'm wondering if the little girl that was here is who ends up becoming Natasha. If she was terribly abused. Of course, all the women of this village were terribly abused. Oh, goddess. If only we had arrived sooner. Yep, the girl here's gone. Not dry fished. The women who are here are gone. Not dry fished. So it seems like she went around and any woman who she found who was facing abuse here, instead of dry fishing them, she ended up turning them into succubi. Which is surprisingly kind of Morgan. Even in death, their expressions look clearly delighted. I wonder just how much pleasure did they taste? An entire lifetime's worth in a single moment. The poor bastard here, who was running the whole thing. It's just a shame that he went out feeling intense pleasure. Oh, the woman here was dry fished. Well, I guess she was a bitch since she was knowingly exploiting the other women. Feels strange, doesn't it? He was an enemy of the church. I can't help but pity him now. So the Archbishop is dead, along with his family. This isn't right. This isn't what should have happened. He should have been judged by the law, not slaughtered like this. Yeah, I don't think that was the bishop. I think that was his mistress. Since the one down here clearly would have been the bishop. They're dry fish so bad, you can't tell male from female. Oh! You are spared? Oh, no, he wasn't. My friend was a shopkeeper here. The church requested that I stand in as shopkeeper, so here I am. Buy as much as you want. There is a lot in stock. You just want to help the people of the village? Him and his wife? Why? Why did this have to happen? What did he do to deserve this? Well, he did deserve it. That's kind of the point. He's just wrong place, wrong time. Yeah, I guess she only took the young women. Let's see. Oh, church. I already talked to you. I wonder how long will it take before we bury all the corpses? It was a sudden calamity. More priests will arrive here as soon as possible. Many people ran to the church for salvation, only for this to happen. Which I think the priest here and the nun both got out, since they were only here on the mission, and once the mission was finished, I think they went back. At least that's what I hope happened. So many corpses. And I think that's it. So yeah. The houses with women inside with no corpses inside mean that the women were succubized rather than dry fished. Anyway, on to St. Ilia. It seems Sebastia's king died in an accident during a visit to the Taurus Rift to the north. He fell into a large hole, and his corpse is yet to be recovered. Because of that, there are rumors saying that he survived. A lot of people can't believe a warrior of his caliber just died. Father, could it be that you're still alive somewhere? Likely. Considering he has Sphinx blood flowing through him. Maybe? Did you hear the latest about the Tri-Alliance and the war with Grangold? Tsubasa seems to rejoin the Alliance. Looks like this war might not go on for a lot longer. I hope that peace returns soon. To think that Anti-Machina bunch would be massacred like that. Horrible. Didn't they only get their just reward? I pray that their souls were saved. You are so powerless. Even with Sebastia's army back in the Alliance, the situation still doesn't look too good. Won't it be really bad if Grand Noah's invaded? I mean, the next country that Grand Gold will aim for is... I don't want to think about it! It's alright. St. Ilia is a traditionalist, holy nation. No matter how barbaric Grand Gold is, they won't attack us. If Grand Gold were that honorable, they wouldn't have started the war in the first place. Did you hear? Sebastia's new queen is still just in her early 20s, but rumors say she's already super perverted. In fact, she brings men into her room every night to have an orgy. A slutty princess! I wouldn't be able to get enough of her, that's for sure. You know what? I think I'm taking a nice carriage round for Tsubasa. I won't pretend that I know what you're going through, but you have my sympathy. I didn't have any orgies! Not really. Everyone always instantly finished when I used my mouth on them, so I never had actual sex. Out of all that, that's the only part you're going to delve into? Delve into... Sonia, you're too obscene. No, I'm not! The charge has been split over the Machina dispute. The Anti-Machina faction left St. Ilia build Ludite Village to the east. To be raised by monsters! Oh, how absolutely horrible! Honestly, I think they were purified. Besides, wasn't it all their own fault? I pray that their souls were saved. They were powerless. The guy who used to give speeches here stopped coming. I miss him. Well, I just hope he was here giving his speeches when Ludite was raised. Ludite Village was destroyed! To think something like that could happen so close to St. Ilia. The Ludites did pervert the goddess's teachings, but do they truly deserve such a harsh punishment? It wasn't delivered out by God, though. St. Ilia's expeditionary forces are fighting along Grand Gold's Noah's border now. I wonder if my best friend is alright. I thought of going to the Night Village, but in the end, I decided to stay in St. Ilia. I believe that a humble and simple life differs from a primitive one. I also started to wonder where Ilias really wished for this schism. I will live the way I believe in the way my faith dictates. After all, how can those who don't believe in themselves believe in the gods? However, even with Tsubasa rejoining the Alliance, it remains inconceivable for Grand Noah to win. The wiser course would be to strengthen our own defenses while we still can. It'd be a great folly to focus so much on defense that we sacrifice our ability to counterattack, no matter how dismal the situation. Far more hope lies in fighting alongside Grand Noah. Arguments getting heated. Ever since the Renaissance began, Tsubasa had become very tolerant of monsters. In part because Tsubasa's royal family bloodline has some monster blood mixed in it. That bloodline caused me quite the ordeal. Indeed it did. Cyberry also has novels and epics. I love killing time in here above anything else.
I also read novels. If you know of any good ones, please introduce me to them.
I need to tell Maria my real feelings before I get shipped out to the war. With a little luck, we might even get engaged before I leave. Wait, that's a death flag, isn't it?
Hurry up and do it, and tell us what happened.
There's one last place to go visit. Gotta say hi to great-great-grandma.
So it appears everything worked out. What brings you here this time? So you're our family's great ancestor, Sphinx. I'm grateful for your help. Ah, so you must be Sara. You should be in control now, but why do I feel some uneasiness within you? Whenever I transform, my mind still goes all topsy-turvy. Lingering effects of the brainwashing. Not surprising given little skill at sorcery.
You know of her?
Of course. Lilith was with me during the Great Monster Wars. I was certain that she and her sisters were long dead, though. At any rate, be careful. Her power is far beyond what anyone today is capable of. Now then, is there anything else?
That's all.
All this has worn me out. I'll just sit and meditate here for a while.
Yeah, we have no chance of being here right now, so... Alright, next time we head to Grandeur.
Before I forget, we do have a short quest to take care of. There's an oddly placed cactus in Iliasville. I'd like to take care of it.
So let's head to Iliasville. Which, while we're at it... I believe the people talking over here have updated. Seems like Tsubasa's withdrawal from the Alliance has been revoked. Apparently they dispatched the expeditionary forces again. They say that the new queen was manipulated, but it is unknown whether that was true. It does sound like an excuse, but Tsubasa's populace support the queen. Also, it seems like there was evidence that monsters were involved. The whole idea that monsters were pulling the strings behind this whole war, the fact we can't deny that is scary.
So there's a massive war on the Centaur continent, but the influence of monsters keeps popping up everywhere. First, Grangold has a large ant girl army, which is odd. There's no way they could command the ants without their queen supporting them. Also, it seems like the new queen of Tsubasa was manipulated by monsters. There are many who think it's just a trick, but I believe it's true. The previous king's death was too fishy as well. It's natural to suspect all of it to be conspiracy. Even Granoa has a strange magical advisor, and they say she isn't even trying to conceal that she's a monster. Do you think that this is all really suspicious? Monsters have wormed their way into powerful positions in every country. I think the monster war might be pulling the strings. I bet she's trying to take over the world in one fell swoop. No, she's trying to destroy the world. Sanalia, Tsubasa, and Grandno are allied. The enemy is, of course, the powerful Grangold. 3 countries aren't any stronger than Grangold, though. Grangold has ant girls, golems, and automata. Nobody knows what's going on in the monstrous Grangold since all news from inside the country is cut off. Alright, here is said cactus. I've been curious about it ever since I was small, but why is there a cactus growing in a place like this? Miss Cactus, could you answer a question for me? What are you doing in a place like this? 300 years ago she was a potted plant, but she grew too big and has been planted here. So you're much older than I am. Yeah? You want to return to your home in the desert? Understood then.
Cactus pulled out the cactus.
Let's put her in the Oasis of Blessings. Zuka, please take care of it.
Alright, Oasis of Blessings. Right, here you go.
This place looks good. Yeah!
Cactus shoves the cactus into the ground.
How's that? No, it makes me happy just to hear you say so. That's not necessary. Alright, I understand, if you insist.
3 gold meals obtained, 2 cactus thorn obtained.
The good you do for others is good for oneself as well. I feel I was able to grow mentally as well.
Cast to learn fire damage, half. That's good for her.
Well then, have a nice day. I hope we meet again.